So I have here my pattern paper. Remember to draw your top margin and your side margin because we do not start construction from the edge of the paper. The first measurement you will insert is your back length measurement, which is 14 inches for me. Measure from the top line down at intervals and you connect like so, just to ensure that you have a straight line. The next measurement is the width of the paper, and for you to get the width of your paper you have to do your bust circumference measurement plus 6 centimeters divided by 2. Now this 6 centimeters is the ease. Mark it on the top line and on the waistline and connect like so. The next one is to get the midpoint of the line. This will give you the center front and the center back. Mark the midpoint at the top and at the lower point like so, and you connect to have your side seam line. Remember to label your center back and your center front. I had to adjust the center front because the measurement wasn't correct. So on the center back line you have to insert your bust line, and for you to get your bust line you have to do your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 cm. Mark it on the center back and on the center front line and connect it like so. The next measurement will be your shoulder to nipple. For me it is 10 inches. Measure from the top line downwards at interval and connect like so as to ensure that you have a straight line. Now on the center front line you have to insert the value of your center front half length, which is 15 inches for me, and you connect it to the center back, which will give you a slant line. So you have this. The distance between the front and my back is actually 1 inch. Now to get the across back line, from the top line you measure to your bust line, whatever you have, find the midpoint, and on the midpoint add extra 1 cm. Mark it on the center front, the side seam line, and on the center front and connect like so. This gives you your across back line and your across front line like so. So label all your points. I have my top line, across back line, my bust line, my nipple line, my waistline, and my slanted waistline. We're having a slanted waistline because the front length and the back length is not the same. So the next thing is on the center back line you have to measure down 2 cm, which is the value of the back neck depth, and on the top line you have to measure the value of your neck width, and the formula is your bust measurement divided by 5 minus 0.5 centimeter. The next thing you have to do is to pick your armhole curve and connect the neck width to the 2 cm. This gives you your back neckline. So on the top line you have to insert half of your shoulder measurement. Mine is 8 1/4. You mark it on the top line, and from that point you have to come down by 3.5 centimeters. Now from that 3.5 centimeters connect it to the neck point with a straight ruler, and this gives you your seam line. On the shoulder seam line you have to insert half of your shoulder seam measurement. Mine is 2.5. From the NP measure your 2.5 and mark. After this point you have to mark 1.5 cm. This is the value of your back shoulder dart. Find the midpoint of the 1.5 cm. That will be approximately 0.8 cm. So from that 0.8 cm, mark it very well. From that 0.8 cm you have to square down a line that is 8 cm long. Ensure your ruler is parallel to the shoulder slope, and from there connect that 8 cm to both sides of the line to give you your shoulder dart. On the across back line you have to insert half of your across back measurement plus 0.5 cm. Mine is 7 inches plus 0.5 cm. Mark it. That is my back across point line. The next thing to do is to close my shoulder dart. You may need to remove your paper tape. You have to crease and you have to fold the dart like so. After ensuring that the dart is closed, pick up your ruler, place it on the NP towards the dart, and you have to extend the line and draw a new line. Now you will have a new line that slopes downwards from the original line. This is because we have closed the dart. Now from the dart leg that has been closed, from the NP to that dart leg we have 2.5. Remember, half of your shoulder seam. So from the other side of the dart leg you have to mark the remaining half measurement of your shoulder seam. That's another 2.5 inches, and that gives you your shoulder point. So you have to connect your shoulder point to your cross back line to that UP. Your UP is on the bust line like so. So you take your armhole curve and connect these 3 points. Now you may not be able to connect it at once. You can break the curve to ensure you have something like this. So moving to the side portion, the front portion of the pattern, we are going to insert the front neck width. Now to get the front neck width, you have to do your neck measurement divided by 5 minus 1 cm, while your neck depth is your neck measurement divided by 5. So you pick your armhole curve and connect the neck width and the neck depth to have a smooth curve like this. On the top line, insert half of your shoulder measurement. Mine is 8 1/4, and from that point you have to come down by 4 cm for the front. The back is just 3.5 cm, and you have to connect that to the NP to give you your front shoulder slope. On the front shoulder slope, mark half of your shoulder seam measurement. Mine is 2.5, mark it. Then we'll quickly go to the nipple point line, insert half of your nipple to nipple measurement. Mine is 3.5, mark it on the nipple line and on the waistline and connect like so to have a straight line. Now we'll go back to the shoulder and you connect that point, the 2.5 for me, to my nipple point. Now after the 2.5 cm mark for me, I'm going to mark another half of my shoulder seam measurement, but you will remove 1 cm from it. That means that that new point is 1 cm shorter, and you connect it to the nipple line, and what we have now is the shoulder dart of the front. It has been constructed. So what we are going to do now is we are going to close the dart. We are going to crease and fold like so. This may take some time, but you have to ensure that you do it well. Now after closing the dart, you may decide to hold it down with your hand, or you may just decide to tape it down temporarily so that we can continue the construction. So you're going to pick your ruler, place your ruler on the neck point to the first dart leg, and you redraw the line. So likewise, just like what we have at the back, we have a new shoulder slope line that is a little bit different from the original line. You can see that it slopes downwards a little bit. Now from that other dart leg, measure the remaining half of your shoulder seam measurement. Mine is another 2.5, so when you close it from the NP to the shoulder point, I will have a total of 5. Now on the across front line of the front, you can see that the line doesn't meet anymore. So you place your ruler on the original line, that center front line, and you will redraw. You see that you have a new line that slopes downwards from the original line. Placing your ruler on the center front, you have to insert half of your across front measurement plus 0.5 cm. The 0.5 cm is the ease, and we have the across chest point. So what we're going to do now is you have to take your curve. Now I'm just redrawing. On the bust line, you have to just mark 2 cm. This 2 cm is just a guideline. I don't always use it, but then you have to take your curve, connect your shoulder point to your across front point and all the way to your armhole, the UP of your armhole, like so. You may have to do it several times until you achieve a nice curve, and this is what we have. We have the front armhole curve. On the back block, find the midpoint between the center back and the side seam, mark it on the bust line, and on the waistline connect it like so, and this gives you the back dart position. So on the slanted waistline, mark half of your waist circumference measurement. For me, my waist circumference measurement is 28, half of it is 14. Now as you can see, I have excess in front. Now I will measure what I have left. This is 12 centimeters, and this 12 centimeters is called my reduction. Now this 12 centimeters will be used as dart, which I will shear to the front, the side, and to the back. Now for the dart at the back, what I'm going to do is the dart value is 30% of your reduction. So 30% of 12 gives me 3.6. So half of 3.6, I'll do 1.8 on both sides of the dart. I'll mark it like so, and I'll connect it to have my back dart. Now likewise, going to the side, let me just extend that to touch the slanted waist. For the side, you have to do 30% of your reduction. So 30% of my R gives me 3.6. 3.6 divided by 2, that also means that 1.8 on both sides. I'll mark it on the slanted waistline. Please note that we are working on the slanted waistline now, and I'll connect it to my UP. UP means the under bust on the bust point, on the hand point, on the hand point. Now for the front, you have to do 40% of your reduction. That means 40 over 100 times 12, that gives me 4.8 divided by 2, that gives me 2.4 on both sides. So mark this on the slanted waistline and you connect to the nipple point like so. So what we have now is our dart. Now as you can see, our block is ready. We have all our dart already. Now for the sides, I'm going to cut out that shaded part, and for the dart at the back and at the front, I am going to sew it. Now going back to the shoulder dart that I've already creased, you can see that even the way I'm creasing it, the bust is having a sort of bulge already, and I've not even closed my waist dart less of doing my under bust shaping, but you can see that I'm beginning to have a sort of cup there. What I'll just do is to fold my dart again like I did earlier, and I'm going to use my tracing wheel to just through that point. Now you're expected to have a diamond shape when you open it up, so you have to ensure you apply enough pressure to ensure that you have some dotted lines when you open it up. So all you have to do right now is just to take your ruler and your marker and alight on what you already have. One unique thing about this method of pattern making is that the back neck width and the front neck width is not the same thing, but when you draft it and you sew it, you will have something nice. So this is what we have. This is how the pattern looks like. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section. I promise to respond to it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Do not forget to practice and practice. Bye.